Hey everybody, this is Coach McCreary from Baseball by the Yard. Today's tip is for pitchers. I'm going to show you a little trick here as what I think is the best way to hold a four-seam fastball, particularly for little kids who are looking to get the best grip possible so that they can throw the ball hard, but especially throw the ball with a little more accuracy. So I'm going to move a little closer to the camera so you can see the seams, you can see my hand, and hopefully by the end you'll learn a little something about a four-seam fastball. Okay, here we go. Here is a baseball, and a four-seam pitch is when a pitcher is going to put his fingers across the seams like this. The reason why they call it a four-seam fastball is because when the ball spins, it appears as if there are four seams that are going to be visible. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why they call it a four-seam fastball. Okay? So, there's a little trick here that I learned so that pitchers can hold the ball a little bit better. You will notice that on a baseball, the seams do not go straight across the baseball. In this setting right here, the ball starts off with the seam low and then goes up and then gradually goes around. So the seam's not level. Now, the two fingers used to throw a baseball, you'll notice one is shorter than the other. Well, we're going to use that to our advantage and hold the ball so that both fingers get a good grip of the ball. So I am right-handed, okay? So if you are right-handed, hold the ball in front of you so the ball looks like a backwards C, okay? Now, if I can do that, when I lay my fingers down on the ball, you'll notice that my shorter finger touches the lower part of the seam and my longer finger goes up on the higher part of the seam. It goes from low to high. So my short finger goes on the low seam, my long finger goes on the higher seam. That will allow me to get both fingers on the seams so that I can hold a true four-seam fastball. Now let's say as a right-hander, I held the ball differently. Instead of holding it with a backwards C on the ball, I held the ball with a capital C correctly. Regular capital C there. If that were the case, my short finger would be on the high part of the seam and my long finger would be on the short. Now what that happens, or what occurs is this. You'll notice that my shorter finger right here is on the seam, but my longer finger is actually touching the slippery part of the ball. So a better way, especially for younger kids, is what I described. If I'm right-handed, I hold the ball with a backwards C, therefore both fingers get on the seam properly. If I am left-handed, then I would hold the ball as if it was a capital C, so that my long finger goes on the high seam and my short finger goes on the lower part of the seam. That gives me a true four-seam grip. So give it a shot. As a pitcher, you will have time to set the ball in your glove any way you want it to be, whether it's a capital C or a backwards C. Lay your fingers down on that, and you now have a better grip of a four-seam fastball.